shit.
Okay, bet.
26. Oh, put my hat on. Bald head.
It's cold as I don't know what outside, bro. Jeez.
I know. It's so weird because it was like
Yeah,
77.
it just was cool. Cause I detail cars, so I'm like, oh, this is lovely.
Oh, right, right. I saw that on your Facebook. I was doing my Facebook research,
Yeah, I'm like, oh, this is
as I
nice.
usually
70
do.
degrees. Shit.
Okay, so you can pull this close to that little point right there. You don't have to be perfect, all right?
Like right here.
No, just like get that on that side.
Oh, oh.
Yeah, yeah. Just get closer to me, because so you can see our shot. And then your headphones are in front of you.
Oh, okay.
Let's just give that a little check. Check one. Yeah, sometimes the wires get a little funky. There you go. Give me a little something.
Check, check. Check, check.
There he is. There he is. Put you up just a bit. It's always funny. You get this all checked out, then you start, and everything's always different.
Yeah.
So, another thing, I try to jump into some news and stuff sometimes. You know, it kind of depends how the conversation goes. But
Whatever you want
yeah,
to do.
cool, man. Cool, man. You easy.
Whatever you
You
want
easy. If you hear echo at all at first, it's just because I'm playing with this, it's so we can hear the music. It's not going through.
Okay.
Some people get scared of it. They're like, ah, it's broken.
I hear that echo.
Yeah. No, it's fine. All right, here we go. We'll talk all right? I try to go more on the, it's a radio show. It's a radio show. If I get distracted, if I get too visual. Welcome to Smart Haus, a Pittsburgh podcast about smart technologies, artificial intelligence, virtual reality, and the future. I'm your host, Dustin Dowling, and with me today is Pittsburgh comedian Marcus Cox. Thanks for coming, Marcus.
Thanks for having me, man.
Hey,
Oh,
so
wow.
yeah, so the first thing when I was talking to you when you came in was like, hey, you remember the Super Fool?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think we never really met up to that point.
We didn't. No, we didn't.
So could you tell me or tell our audience or what the Super Fool was?
Super Fool was basically just a gang of comedians,
A
more or
gang.
less playing like a turkey bowl type flag football. I wouldn't say a tournament. We only had 2 teams.
Yeah, yeah. It was just like the Super Fool. There was only one round.
And it was crazy because we started on turf, didn't we? Or did we start in the mud and move to the turf? I can't remember.
So that specific game, which has been the last game, by the way, that's ever been played, we started on turf at like a high school.
Yeah.
Because like you said, because we are like a gang. It's not like someone is reserving a field or anything. It's always kind of been like just show up, drink, maybe smoke, do your thing, and then hopefully we don't get yelled at.
Play ball. Yeah, we went and it turned into a mud bowl over there. Remember that? We all got muddy as heck.
And I had spikes, so
yeah, you were
I
like the
had
only
a little
one.
bit of advantage out there.
It was fun, man. I had me a tutty. I had a late tutty in the second half.
That's
still
tight.
Lost, though.
That's tight. I was MVP that game,
and
that's why I like to bring it up.
You were balling, I remember.
Dude, I wanted to beat Matt Light so bad.
Yeah,
I was all about beating Matt Light.
Matt was so pissed.
And he didn't talk to me for like 2 weeks.
But he was pissed off. Like, he was legitimately upset about it.
I had that late pick in the game, and I just was so excited.
I think that sealed the deal.
It did. Yeah, because it was overtime because we didn't have the rules straight, and it was like we can't just go like end the game because flag football is not necessarily timed.
Yeah, we should run that back, man. I'm down.
Oh yeah. Well, see, I had also my shoulder came out twice during that game, and I remember I had to teach my team.
Remember that?
I was like, listen, it's gonna happen at least once.
Yeah.
And I said, this is how you put it back in.
Oh yeah, I remember. I remember them popping your arm back in. Yeah.
But since then, over COVID, I had surgery,
well,
so this is all fixed up.
You
So
straight
maybe
now.
we should try to go out and do it again.
I'm with it. That was fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of
Most
fun.
of the comics are gone though, man.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that wild?
Most of them moved. I don't know. Some of them quit.
It's quit L.A., some in New York.
Yeah.
It's kind of how it's been. Yeah, our quarterback, Ray Zawatney, he's now a
Raised in
New York comedian.
Yeah. Most of the receivers are
I
gone,
know.
man.
Yeah, all the receivers
All
are
the
gone.
receivers are gone.
That's like in the real league. They just flop around all the time. They're just moving around a lot. That's funny.
But that was a blast, man.
That was a blast. We got to bring it back. Maybe we'll make a live show of that, too. That would be really cool.
Oh, we should.
So, anyways, this is a tech show, but I call it Smart Haus. And I never say house right. Haus. Because it's a Yinzer show. Can you do a Yinzer accent at all?
Let's go on downtown to Permani Brothers and get us a sandwich.
That's not too bad.
I ain't from, you know what I'm saying? I'm not from Pittsburgh.
Well,
so
you're
I be
Mount
trying.
Lebanon, right? Isn't it?
No, I live in Aliquippa.
Aliquippa. Okay.
Uh-huh.
What do I think Mount
So
Lebanon?
it's like, honestly, it's two different worlds.
Yeah,
I mean,
all right.
it's only like a half hour apart.
Yeah, it's not that far away.
The lingo and the accent changes in a half hour.
Really? That's interesting.
Yeah, we don't have the time accent. We almost have like more like a southern twang.
Yeah, like when you kind of gave it there a little bit, I was like,
yeah.
that is what it is. The
You got
reason
like a southern twang.
so I'm like super north, so I have like a redneck version.
Right.
And that's why I always slur my words a little bit. But so that's why it's named that. But it is a tech show, so I was curious. Like, do you have any tech on you? You got your phone, a watch. What are you working with?
Just my phone. That's it.
What is that? An Apple or a?
I'm Android.
Oh, another Android.
I'm Android. This is the
It's a big one.
Note 20, I believe.
It's a what?
Note 20.
Man,
20, 21,
is that a
like
Google or a Samsung? I don't even know what brand that is.
It's Samsung.
Oh, you got
Google
the pen.
got the stylus. Man, this thing is crazy. You can take a picture with this. Like, say I put the camera up.
Okay.
And I want to run across the room. I'll just hit the stylus like bump.
Oh, that's pretty sweet. See, actually, I think I can do that now with my
Probably
watch.
with the watch. It's like the same thing. It's like the same
But that's pretty cool. So do you use the stylus a lot?
No, unless
No.
I'm trying to like be pinpoint with something. Like if it's like little something I got to tap my finger, and then I'll use it.
What about for like comedy or writing your notes? You do anything? You keeping anything
I'll
in there?
put small tags in my phone, but I like to write. I like to have the book.
Physical.
Yeah, I like to have the paper. Like,
Yeah, that's one thing when I've done comedy, I guess it's been a long time. I was still pretty. The last few times I think I did comedy, I did start putting it in my phone, but I had this crazy anxiety of like having to pull up my phone to look at a note and like clicking through it and just losing my timing of a joke instead of having it's like too much. That's
and then if you got like a lock on your phone, it's gonna time out, and then you gotta go back, put the color back in or whatever. So
it feels like it's a joke in a sense that the entire set is just you trying to find one joke, and by then you're 5 minutes.
I like to write. I like to feel the paper.
Yeah, it feels like there's another creation thing happening at the time. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Do you have any tech stuff at home? Do you have any like Alexas, Google Homes?
Yeah, we got Alexa. Obviously laptop, Ring camera.
Okay, got some of that security stuff.
Got some security front and back, so don't try none.
Yeah, that's what I feel so much better having that in my house.
Yeah,
now. I got a couple years ago.
What else we got? The normal. Everybody got a phone.
Yeah, but do you talk to it? You're like asking them for music or anything,
We do with the Alexa, and then we got it where you have your the lights hooked up to it.
So you got the lights and stuff too? That is my favorite.
Got the lights. You can do the microwave.
Oh, you got the microwave.
Yeah, and then it has like a little reminder thing for my daughter. It'll be like 7:55. Get ready for the bus. Put your jacket on. Yeah, so yeah, it'll.
So you can just chill on the couch now. You're good.
Like Alexa will tell you when you gotta go. I'll be in the bed.
I have that to a point, so I do have like the alarms on my phone to tell me when to tell her. But I totally could make it all the way around because I do have. I have the the Google. I just say wake up and it just starts turning things on. Yeah. It's freaking awesome that way. Do you have any? This is like a new question I want to start asking my guests. Do you have any tech skills that you have noticed? Like, oh, this skill is like more of a tech skill that maybe someone older couldn't be able to do, or maybe you in specific.
I probably don't anymore. I used to be really good at Photoshop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You probably don't lose those skills completely.
Well, you don't, but the programs update in so quick. I mean, I used to do it early 2000s. There ain't no telling what you can do now.
Oh, yeah.
I used to be really good at Photoshop. As far as like crazy tech, my kids are way more technical than I am. They know all that. Like they know how to do the TikTok videos, all the editing and making reels.
The editing in TikTok, which I recently been trying to force myself to do more of, but which I've realized the editing software built in is so much more advanced and powerful. Now they got these new voices, and at first I thought they changed your voice. No. Your voice goes to a server. It realizes what you say, and like in that dictation, and then it regenerates a whole new version of it. So it's not like someone's like changing the pitch and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like scary. You're like basically being someone else.
Somebody else. I know it's technology.
Yeah, it's crazy. So I think that's interesting. You said you used to be decent at Photoshop.
I did. I was pretty good.
I was listening to some news about that today, and one thing about Photoshop, it actually is relatively very similar to what it was when it came out, and that was because people have been using it for so long.
Yeah.
Like changing it too much would be crazy. That's why they've made like other apps like an Express version, and they made Lightroom a couple years ago just for photographer.
So I'm probably not that far behind as I think.
Yeah, you're probably not. So, and the reason this was in the news is because there's all this new AI generating apps.
Right.
The two popular ones are called Dolly 2 and Midjourney. And basically all you need to do now is just type in what you think you want, and it happens. So, like, I was going to show you a piece, but I realized it was going to be too difficult to talk at the same time. So, but, like, there's a bunch of other different technologies and stuff and different names. But basically, it's just like, hey, make me a picture of a clown holding a stop sign. And bam, it does it for you. And, like, some of them is kind of weird, but eventually some of it's very powerful is when you do it enough times and try to tell it, like, do it in the tone of this. Or draw it like an oil painting. It will do all of that. Yeah.
Huh.
And it starts getting pretty crazy. So now with Photoshop, what they're trying to say is it's like, man, we really got to make a new improvement.
Right.
Because it's not going to be you have to click and make things go away. It's just I want this. I want that.
Yeah.
And it's bam.
Just
it's
do it.
it's done. It's over with.
Technology, man.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy because you could also think, there's like deep fake technology into that.
Right.
So, like, what's the like how easy it will be if I just want to be Marcus Cox now on Twitter, which, maybe I'll put parody in this thing or not, like, who knows?
Yeah.
And then I can just generate new pictures of you hanging out, doing things, and it's you. It looks like you.
But it won't be.
But it's not going to be you.
Damn.
So
that makes you think of stuff the stuff we think we see, we probably don't even see.
Yeah, so like right now, like do you think how many news stories or things do you think you've read so far that maybe be completely computer generated?
There's probably so many.
yeah, it scares you. You're not sure.
There's probably so many when you think about it, like what's real.
You're going through like a bad article. You're like, this article seems a little weak, but it's just touch tone on some stuff, and then maybe it's like, that's probably AI generated.
Probably.
So
I never knew that.
Have you ever watched Star Trek at all?
No.
Yeah.
I haven't.
Do you know? Maybe you know enough. Like, there's a thing on Star Trek called the holodeck, where they
where they go in that.
They go in and basically anything's possible.
Yeah, I know that.
So I would think with the mixture of like this AI generated apps and virtual reality, like you're pretty close to, it's like saying you could just walk in here, I throw a thing on your head, and it's like, boom, what do you want? What do you want to do?
Right.
Actually, it happened already when you walk through the hallway. Like I put the VR in. This is all fake. I actually have you in my room at home.
It already happened. I didn't even know.
You're right. Have you ever tried VR before?
Not recently.
But you have dove in?
I've done it before. Yeah, when it like first came out back in the day.
Is this like back in the day, or is this a leak on Oculus or something?
No, this is like the old.
Oh, something old and like okay.
I haven't done an Oculus yet though. I haven't done one of those. I just see the videos of people having them on and running into the wall or falling over the couch. Yeah, I just watch some videos.
That's funny. Your perception of it is only like putting it on and injuring yourself from it.
Yeah, that's all I ever see. That's all I ever see.
So I updated mine recently with something like a little more mobile and more comfortable. Okay. And once I did that, it was a game changer.
Way better, yeah.
And you could move around and like, I don't know, it was just, I was completely immersed by it. Do you see yourself maybe using that in the future for anything? Would you buy like if the technology's there? It sounded like you had a weird experience.
Yeah, so. I definitely would use it.
Yeah. Are you a gamer at all, or?
I game from time to time.
What's your go-to game?
I like adventure games. Not first person. Third is when you can see your little guy, right? That third person.
Yeah.
I like third person games like Horizon Zero Dawn.
Okay, Zero Dawn's
I'm in the middle of that right now, and then like Last of Us Part 1 and 2. What was the other one? I was zombie joint. Days Gone. I like those type. I don't really like the POV joint. But like Call of Duty's like POV.
Yeah, Call of Duty's more POV.
Yeah, I like the third part. I like to see my guy moving on the screen opposed to it looking like it's me.
Now that I played the VR, it's really hard for me to go back on any type of Call of Duty game.
Yeah.
Because now I've looked down the scope, can reload the guns and stuff like that. But when I used to play like Grand Theft Auto or Metal Gear.
Metal Gear was hard.
Yeah, that was like, okay, I want to see him do all these
That's
cool
my
things.
thing. Yeah, I like to see them do the moves, but I understand why people like the POV because, like I said, you look down, you got the gun.
Yeah.
Know.
Like, my favorite part about playing those new games now is I feel it's more team-based because some of those Modern Warfare and Call of Duty games, like, they're, like, I don't want to say they're cheating, but they're taking such advantage of, like, jumping around corners and, you know, what they're doing weird with the mouse and stuff. So you said you played Last of Us. Has that movie came out yet? Is there a movie with that?
It was supposed to be. I talked about it for a couple of years. I haven't seen anything though. That's like my favorite game of all time.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
It looks crazy. Like all I picture is like a little girl and she has like 50 weapons on her back.
It's so dope because, like, not to tell too much of the game, but it's like, okay, say you're in like a sewer. The weapons there are so scarce. Like, if you have 3 bullets, you got to use them wise. You can't waste any sort of, you know what I mean? You find a gun, it's only got 3 bullets in it. You might not find bullets for another 10 minutes into the game, so you got to use all your weapons, like, super wisely.
Yeah, I love that, the strategy. Because it's the same thing when I used to play video games, or I still do. But, you know, just that feeling of just respawning and just it takes away
because when you get a gun,
skill.
sometimes it don't be as realistic. Like, you find a gun that's got like a 100-round clip. Now you find a little revolver, and you got 10 guys, so you got to strategize how I'm going to get these guys out. Maybe by shooting that can or, you know, or whatever. So I like it like that.
And I actually, because I've never played that game per se, but I have seen enough clips on TikTok
where
I like just watching people play it.
Because
it's like, you're right. He's like rolling around. You can see they don't have the, you know, enough weapons to just mow everyone down.
They gotta, you gotta like figure it out. Hide here until he goes by, sneak up behind him or something.
Yeah.
So it's cool.
But still, once they are able to do that in VR, which I don't know because, like you said, people be rolling around their rooms and stuff.
Yeah.
But, you know, they have technology, and I've seen it where they can plug something into your brain, and it works. They plugged this. I don't know what kind of computer technology it was, but they plugged into a monkey's brain. They trained it, is what they did. So first, the monkey had a chimpanzee, I think it was, had a controller, and it was plugged in. It was just playing Pong. And then once they realized, okay, this is the parts of the brain that's controlling this part, they took away the controller, and he was just sitting there playing it. And he got good at it, too. It was, like, creepy.
Wow.
So, yeah, I guess I don't want to be jumping around my room, but if you can plug me in,
plug me in. I'll see what happens.
Yeah, see what happens. I'm way too like okay with it.
I shouldn't be okay with it. It sounds cool. Like,
it does sound cool because I feel like by the time someone's asking me to be plugged in, I'll be told all these things like it's fine. Yeah. You know, like, oh, we've tried it on all these things. You know, it'll only be like $300 to buy the equipment by that time. So I'll be totally okay with it. So, do you have any fears of that at all?
I mean, it definitely sounds like something off a movie that could definitely go wrong. Like, I can't imagine it just being like 0 side effects. Like, something's definitely gonna happen. I'll do like the 3rd model.
You're on the 3rd model, right?
Yeah, I'm not gonna do it when it first comes out.
Yeah, me neither. I used to be more of a beta guy though.
Yeah,
I like the dive. I had the jailbreak phones.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I like.
Did you have the first iPhone? Did you get the
no,
first model?
I was super poor. I didn't even have a chance to even try to get that off the shelves back when I was that one. I wanted it so bad. I feel like I almost spent like my whole month's rent on it at least.
Oh yeah.
I thought about it.
I was working at Verizon when that first one dropped.
Oh, okay.
And man, I was on the phones and bro, everyone was going crazy. Like, just everyone was going crazy over that. Because I think AT&T was the first to have it.
Yeah, they were, because they were the only ones
They're
to
the
have
only
it.
ones.
Yeah.
And I was at Verizon. Everybody was leaving. Everyone was like, I'm going to AT&T. They got that new iPhone.
Yeah.
You touch it, you do this. And at the time, I'm like, that's kind of cool, I guess. And then they came out with almost like a competitive phone. It was called what was it called? But it had touchscreen, but only on the small little, it flipped.
Was it the chocolate? No, that was something
Not the
else.
chocolate. It was some other phone. The only touchscreen was just on the front, small little screen.
Yeah.
They tried to compete with it. Everybody was like, nah,
Not
I
even
want
close.
the iPhone. And Verizon, T-Mobile, Sprint, all of them lost so many customers when that iPhone dropped. They all flew over to get that incredible.
I was one of them, I remember, because by the time I'm not sure if it was the second or third rendition, you still had to go to only AT&T.
AT&T, yeah.
And I remember I switched over just for it.
Yeah.
Eventually, I came back to Verizon. I just like that network better.
They had to jump on board because I know they lost a ton of business because everybody jumped on the iPhone train.
Yeah. What do those negotiations probably like where AT&T snagged that shit, man? That would be money.
I remember the craze, man.
What's funny, all these crazes, like all these big tech layoffs are coming like this week. Like Amazon, I said they got 10,000 people they laid off.
Really?
And then Meta, Facebook laid off about 11,000. And of course, those are just the big boys. Who knows all the other people they're laying off.
Right.
It's crazy. If you look at, maybe you're not into the stock market and stuff, but if you look at the stocks and you look at the NASDAQ, which is just basically the tech stocks, is like since the pandemic, like they were going up anyways. But since the pandemic, it was like down, but then double, triple than before. So it was just like gasoline on the fire, and like because everyone was stuck at home using all this technology, they had to hire everybody up. So right now it's just like, oh fuck it, sorry, everyone's fired now, and then we're gonna fall in this recession because I don't want to say these assholes, but like I use all these. I use Amazon products, use Amazon all the time, but then you like, damn man. Are you fucking up the economy, though?
Didn't they do something with, didn't Twitter just let a bunch of people go, too, or something?
Well, of course, but that's because Elon doesn't know
well,
what he's doing
because of him,
yet.
but that was like a mass layoff, too.
So that is crazy. So they actually were planning on the layoffs beforehand.
Okay.
And it did go along with all these other layoffs.
Right.
But him in particular was
more
making some bad decisions. But I always think in 5 years, I think Twitter's going to be fine. I don't, whatever way you think about it, if you hate it or love it, I think it's going to be there, and it's going to be still just one of the main places everyone's going to.
I enjoyed Twitter. Twitter was one of my. I had Twitter before I had Facebook.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Why
was that?
I'm like an OG with Twitter. I had Twitter back in like 2010, 11. People were like, "What is Twitter?" I'm like, "I don't know. You just post stuff." I had it way before Facebook because I got it because I just felt that Facebook was different then. Obviously, I just felt it was too like. At first, you got to remember, it used to be for college kids.
Yeah, you couldn't get it unless you had a college
ID.
Yeah.
So at that time, I was like, well, I'm not doing all that. Obviously, it changed, but I'm cool on Twitter. I'll just follow some celebrities and tweet some stuff that people don't see because I don't have no followers. But I had Twitter first, man. So I'm like a Twitter OG.
I kind of missed the craze because back when it was starting to go up, I was starting to do YouTube, and I actually was doing enough where I was making just a little bit of money.
Oh, okay.
And I remember thinking like, oh, I should move to Twitter and do some stuff there too. And then I was like, this is just text. Like I'm doing video.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah. And I started having a following, and I could have easily just moved them over. Same thing with Instagram. True. I didn't do it because I was like, this is stupid. This is not going to be useful.
What's with Instagram lately? You post something on your page, it gets no traction.
You got to be like
what the heck?
Weird. Like this is so funny. So I've been posting weird stuff lately because I know, like, I found this key in my girlfriend's house, and I was like, oh, that's weird. And that's all I did. It's 3 seconds of that. And if anyone can see it, and I put the weirdest sound behind it. I usually don't post stuff like this.
Yeah.
Maybe 300 likes a day or something like that from India, though. Like, and so I start posting these weird stuff. It's the only way I can seem to get It probably doesn't really work because no one is caring from India about the Smart Haus, or it needs video editing done. But
yeah, it's like you get. I just post on my story for the most part. I get more people to look on my story. Like you put something on your page, it'll be up for like 20 minutes and we'll have not one like, no view. You're like, what the heck? Unless you do a reel.
Yeah, unless you do a reel, because all the algorithms and all the attention is going, well, how TikTok does it.
How TikTok.
And so Instagram needs to compete, and basically you're competing for everyone's attention.
Right.
And your regular posts, as you talk about, no one cares about.
Nobody don't care about at all.
and now it doesn't even matter. So even if you did have 30 friends that cared about it, or Facebook is basically like, well, you know what? We don't care. So we're not even going to show them to your 30 friends.
Yeah, that's how it is now.
So you got to make reels, I guess.
Yeah.
It's a bummer.
Reels are the way.
Reels are the way. But I've been trying to force myself into it. So
you have to.
Have you tried? Have you tried some TikToks or anything?
Yeah, I got TikTok. Yeah, I got a couple.
Have you tried doing some? Like, or making things up completely or jumping on a trend or anything?
Yeah. Where are we at? I don't have the volume in up. It ain't up. No, yeah, it's Marcus Comedy 7, by the way.
Marcus Comedy 7, guys.
Yeah, I got a couple original contents. Like there's one me and my daughter riding in the car, and then me with how people are with their hair done. Yeah, I did.
Your TikTok's always good.
Yeah, I did a couple of original joints on there, but the ones like my biggest video was like 4K.
Yeah, I think mine's probably like that's the only one I think is. Like,
yeah, that's the only one that's like, you know.
It's so weird. So how long you been using TikTok? Just or watching TikTok?
Let me see. When did I find out about TikTok? It's been a couple years. What's it? 2022? Probably like. In 2020, to be exact, yeah, 2020.
Oh, so you dove in when everyone else was kind of starting
the pandemics when I found it out.
Did you find it more addicting to other social media, or are you into it now? I guess
I'll more watch than post, but yeah, it's definitely I think more addicting for sure because there's dude. I watched some guy cut up a red pepper last night, and I was amazed. All he did was just show how he cuts it. And I watched it like 4 times, like, man, I'm going to cut my pepper like that next time. You know what I mean? So, you got people doing everything on there, like everything. You got people breeding dogs. You got people doing hair, whatever you want to see.
Do you feel yourself surprised at liking content like that?
Yeah, stuff I didn't even think about.
Yeah, I found myself on like farm TikTok. It was like miniature farming. The guy was like having like little farms in his basement, and the way he was making money off it.
It's amazing.
I was just enthralled.
Mm-hmm.
So it's weird how obviously knowledge is a good thing, and you want to learn how to know. But it's weird that like all of a sudden like, why didn't I like this before?
Yeah.
Why wasn't I like this happy or engaged in school or college? Or even when I used to watch YouTube, when I would try to like teach myself something, I never would find myself watching a lawyer, talk about some weird thing in like a weird case. And I'm just like, I love this. I don't know why this guy's being sued by this thing, but I love it.
But you know what's crazy about TikTok? I was reading a lot of people are getting fired from their jobs off of TikTok.
Yeah.
A lot of people are getting too deep, like a day in the life of an Amazon packager or something, and they're just sitting there recording themselves packaging, and that's it's against the rules. So, a lot of it is good and it's useful, but some of people are definitely not being smart.
Yeah, and I think that's going to change because I feel, my daughter, she's 13 years old, and then I have a niece and nephew that are even younger than that they're so used to being in front of cameras. Like, anytime I see my little niece, she's kind of dancing in a TikTok dance.
Yeah, doing
she's just like, oh, I'm on TikTok. I'm doing this. And so I feel like that generation, though, they are going to feel weird wherever the work's going to be than not being on camera.
Yeah, they're so used to it. They're so accustomed to it. It's definitely their way of life.
I've watched live TikToks where it's just like a regular store or just a regular like pizza joint. Just live, and nothing's really happening, but I'll watch that for freaking hours. Like, what is that?
Yeah, it's like that, man. You just get amazed by the smallest things that you. There's a lady on TikTok. She has a pet spider. Not a tarantula, just a random spider.
It's just like a daddy long legs.
It's like a house spider, but a whole page with all these. He's just crawling on her hand, and she's like patting it. A spider, not when you buy in a pet store. Just some strange reason this spider trusts.
Yeah, and
so
then
I watch all her videos.
And you've seen every. You're a huge fan. You bought the spider merch. You got the spider keychain.
And making money. You know what I mean? Making money from it. Making money from it. You look on her bio. It's something you click and it takes you to somewhere you could purchase stuff. I'm just like, man.
My daughter's mom, she watches some cute little dog, and like, she just showed me a keychain. She's like, looks just like our dog. I was like, oh my dog, oh my dog, oh my dog.
Yeah, it's crazy what you get sucked into, man.
You get sucked into it, and I worry. And I don't know if this is true or not, but like, are people gonna be like really good? I don't need work because I got my pet spider in my house with me.
I do think that there's so many people that are making money and they don't clock in anywhere.
Right. I mean, by the way, guys, it's 1:30 in the afternoon on a Wednesday, and me and Marcus, we're not at work.
Not working, yeah.
per se, you know. So that is the new wave, I guess. Like I said, I was surprised how many people I can get here during the day.
Well, yeah, like I said, I work for myself, so when you're like, how's the 16th? I just block it off. It's
nice.
All good.
See, Sari is trying to jump in here. What the heck? Giving me a ticket? Undisclosed? I don't know what the heck that means.
I thought I was getting a ticket. No more of those.
That's crazy. So, with you being a stand-up comedian, I might have asked you this already, but have you used any specific technology? I know you probably record yourself.
Oh yeah,
What technology are you using with your comedy? I think to help promote yourself and stuff.
I'm obviously, video record. Depending on where I am, they might have their own record, send it to me. I like to voice record my stuff when I'm performing. I actually made a small album years ago, like a little small EP. It was called There's Something About Marcus. And I did everything on my own. I recorded on my phone when I was doing shows.
Did you record it as in you just laid it there and recorded it?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I just laid it there.
I'll link that for you. Send that to me.
It's got an intro, and it's got 7 tracks of me just telling different jokes, and I just threw it together, and it's on Audio Mac.
There's something about Marcus, guys, on Audio Mac. That's
edited it all together. I have my daughter on the intro, and it's just a quick.
It's so cute, right?
Couple minutes, like it's how long is it? 13 minutes. It's a quick little EP I did a couple years ago.
That's so sweet, man.
I just set my phone there, and when I was performing, I just snipped out the best parts and made a little album.
When you work on material, do you find yourself practicing it aloud at home at all? Do you write a lot of notes? Or are you like almost improvising the joke, like almost new every single time?
I improv a lot. Like I don't really do a lot of open mics like I probably should or everyone else does. I'll usually have an idea when I'm on a show or a tag, and I'll just add it like during the show. Sometimes that doesn't work out, but I usually try on the spot.
Yeah.
I know that's unorthodox.
I think everyone's a little different. I used to really pretend that I was in my room, like the wall was an audience, and really would try to find my timing, and almost it probably was bad in some sense because maybe I was too in my head trying to read.
Right.
But once I got it memorized enough, I was able to feel loose with it.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, everybody's different. Everybody prepares different. Everybody writes different. Yeah. Everyone, because like I said, I don't really do a lot of mics. A lot of my jokes, I definitely I'll write it out, and I'll know where I want to, how the beginning, how the setup, how the punchline, how the climax, and then I'll give it a shot.
That's cool. And one thing caught me off guard as we start to wrap up here. When I gave you directions, you were like, bet, thanks. And I know what bet means because I've heard it recently.
Yeah.
But the first time I heard it, which was not, it had to be a year ago. It wasn't even a year ago, and I said something like that, and the guy was like, bet. And I was like, what do you mean? I was like,
bet what?
Like, no, I need you to come here. Like, we're not playing a game. Bet what? Yeah, right, bet what? And so I had a conversation with my guest last week also about Gen Z emojis. I'm not sure if you're millennial or Gen Z. I'm like guessing you might be a millennial. But I'm like off now with slang and emojis. I guess the happy face is wrong. The thumbs up is rude, and it's like saying K.
Yeah, thumbs up is rude. That's a rude ass. That is rude.
I gotta stop doing that. I do it a lot.
Oh, you can thumbs up a comment or
okay.
like, but to send the thumbs up alone is an asshole thing. It's like, yeah, whatever, get away. You know, it's rude as hell. Yeah.
What other things do you say besides bet, or do you even realize?
I'm so used to saying bet that it's just like, okay, good look.
Good look. Is that an actual physical thing, or that could be anything that's good?
Good looking out. Appreciate it.
Okay.
Yeah. If you say, all right, like,
taking notes
yeah, take
here.
your notes. so like, after we do this podcast or whatever, you're like, hey man, Marcus, that was fun, man. I'll be like, all right, good look.
Okay.
Good look out. Thank you. Appreciate it. I appreciate that.
I just muted somebody. Check.
I think that was you.
What did I just do? I lost myself. I still there.
Yeah, I still hear it.
Well, I believe it. I see it's still on the thing, so
Yeah,
I lost hearing.
Yeah,
you
bet that.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, anyways, it was so much of this new language just broke my headphones. I guess is what
I
happened
learned
here.
it alone from my daughters, man. They be keeping me up on it, man. My daughter likes to call me gang.
Really?
Gang, yeah. She's like, thanks, gang. I'm like, don't.
Oh my God, that's so
My
funny.
youngest one calls me bro all the time. I'm like, I'm not your damn bro. Stop calling me.
My daughter, she called me bro recently,
like, look,
just recently, and I was like, no.
Don't call me bro. Don't call me bro.
She also said, like, I asked for stuff, and she was like, sup, Dad. And she said it like that. I was like, what is happening to you? She just turned 13. So
oh yeah, my daughter's about to be 12 next month. So that's
okay.
like the same. I know exactly what you mean.
Moving in that way. So, all
Uh-huh.
right. Well, I like to end it with this, and maybe you know. Oh, you have a Samsung, so I'm not even sure how it works. Do you know your average daily screen time?
I don't even know.
Do you know how to look it up? See, I would tell you, but in
So you got iPhone.
yeah, I got an iPhone.
I would imagine that shit's pretty high. Like,
do you feel like it is pretty high?
Yeah, no
If
doubt.
you had to take a guess, what app you think you're spending too much time in?
What app?
Yeah.
FanDuel.
FanDuel? Oh man. Now, does that equal out to like you're spending a lot of money, or maybe winning a lot of money, or?
I'm definitely, to be honest, I'm definitely a big better, man. Now, I'm not gonna say big. I don't be putting the house up, but I bet pretty fairly.
Yeah.
So I'm usually jumping from FanDuel. Three things: FanDuel, Twitter, and probably scrolling on Facebook. I don't really post a lot on Facebook, but I'm on there.
It's so weird. Like, I feel like Facebook now is like I have to use it.
You do gotta
like,
be connected.
It's like
you have to.
Yeah, it's I got the headphones working again.
You gotta be in tuned. I use a lot of the Messenger. I get booked a lot through Messenger.
Yeah, Messenger, because I use Facebook as my white pages.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's how if you meet someone, it's kind of like where I Messenger. I've probably used Messenger more than regular phone calls and stuff now.
Messenger definitely is like my number one. Because a lot of people don't have my number. So, and then if they want to book with me, it's usually through there.
Yeah, it's that and Instagram.
Typically.
It's totally
IG
over.
too. Mm-hmm.
I think I'm probably at, for a while there, I was doing real bad. I was averaging like 7 hours a day.
Yeah, bro.
But
if I find mine out, I'm sure I would probably want to lower it.
yeah, it's usually TikTok and Instagram now. You know, I feel like my time on Facebook is less, screwing around, trying to find entertainment.
What's it called? Screen time? Let me see.
Yeah, it's called. Well, that's what it's called for an iPhone.
Let me see if it's called that for Samsung.
But it is fun. I can almost feel physically, or I'm like, man, I think I'm over 7 hours this week.
I'm almost there. Let me see. Open your phone settings app. All right, I can do that.
I see some of those Barstool clips pop up, and they're all a lot of female podcasts they're pushing.
Yeah.
And they were asking this question, and some girls, it's like in the teens. And I was like, what do you, like, you literally just walking around with like this. Like, you're not even know what people look like.
What's going on. Mm-mm.
Yeah. But I use my phone more for work. the last few weeks, the last few months.
Yeah,
So
right.
now it's like it was worse, but now I'm like, but that's the big problem I'm having. My thumbs are starting to hurt.
Oh, I got it. Oh boy.
You gotta have like a higher number than you thought.
It's 6 hours.
6 hours.
6 hours. Yeah.
Well, if you think about
6 hours yesterday to today.
2 today.
So I wasn't too bad today.
Yeah, yeah.
But the day ain't over with.
Do you know? So you're 6 hours from yesterday. How many
Yeah.
hours was that of FanDuel?
Let me see. I bet on the games last night, so I definitely.
Oh, you can't see the data? It doesn't give it to you?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Facebook. This is today. I was on Facebook for an hour, IG for 20, and my text messages for 18.
Yeah.
So most of that was probably like 2 hours was FanDuel, I'd imagine, because I was betting last night.
Well, I guess if you're winning the money, or at least coming out close to even.
I've been cold lately. That needs to change. I hit last week. I haven't hit nothing this week. I usually hit like 2-3 times a week.
Yeah. Matt Light was trying
Matt's
to push.
Good with that.
Yeah,
he be on DraftKings. He cracks them.
He does. And like we were doing a little bit of a show for it for a little bit. And at first I was kind of like, whatever, you just got to lean in with it, make it seem like you're always winning. But we were like 12 weeks in, and I was like, this dude don't miss. Like, what the hell?
I've asked him for some advice on bets before.
So we almost,
you know what he's doing.
Yeah, we almost had a deal with Bet Rivers. And actually the one reason was because this place was being sold. They were going to do a show on that side of the room. Oh, wow. That kind of fell through. So maybe we'll have to try that again when the weather starts changes. I don't know why I say the weather, but I feel like it's hard to work when it gets cold and wet and yucky in Pittsburgh.
It's hard.
So, well, we're wrapping it up here, Marcus. Do you like to plug anything? I know you got a lot of things going on.
Yeah.
Not that there's a lot of people watching or anything. I'm sorry.
I got a show Friday down in Washington, PA. It's called like 19, I think is the name of the venue.
That's a weird name for a venue.
Yeah, I think it's called 19. That's Friday. My comedy's kind of slow right now. I don't know. I got some stuff next year, but right now I'm kind of slow. I detail cars on the side.
I saw that. That's cool.
Yeah, MC Auto Detailing.
You've been doing that for a while? Is that like your first love, maybe? I don't know.
I've been detailing for a while, longer than comedy. And the business that I have, like 2 years.
Yeah?
That's almost three.
Well, awesome, man. So everyone go check out Marcus. So thanks for watching Smart House on the Pits. All the news stories can be found on the Smart House podcast. The Smart House Facebook page. That's where you can find all the news stories. You can check us out at www.thepits.company, where you can find endless amounts of funny and informative content from Pittsburgh. And for bonus content, if you want to help us out, you can check our Patreon at www.patreon.com/Pits. Smart House is produced by the Gateway.media, the gateway to all your media. Guys, this has been Smart House. Thanks for watching. And boom.
Cool. That was a good episode.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. Yeah, sorry I couldn't make it that other time. I was sick, and I'm like,
that's okay. You know, it's funny.
In my voice, you trust me. I was like,